What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our late night recap here on Anfield Agenda, where I'm going to give you the very latest on the newspaper stories around Trent Alexander-Arnold, which players Liverpool are bringing back from loan, and of course a few other interesting bits and pieces like the officials for the upcoming game against Manchester United and the first leg of the League Cup semi-final. So once you've watched the video, we'd love you to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy it, and of course don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So I'm going to start off by just giving you a flavour of what we spoke about in tonight's late night agenda. I asked the question in the poll on the chat, do you think that the English media should be pushing back a little bit against the stuff coming out of Marca and other parts of Madrid, claiming it's all a done deal about the Trent situation? And this is something I'd love to know your thoughts on in the comment section. I do think that the English media should be a little bit more ballsy and push back on some of the stuff coming out of Madrid, but maybe I'm wrong on that one, so do let me know what you think. For what it's worth, we did have about 79% of people vote yes, they should be pushing back more, but maybe you think differently, and if so, let me know. So I'm going to move on now to another story, this one from Team Talk, that said, sources have claimed that Real Madrid are growing increasingly confident that they can sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool rebuffed an approach from the La Liga side on New Year's Eve. However, it has been said Madrid have enough confidence and evidence that a deal is on the cards after first contact with the Reds. Now, we mentioned last night the number was 15 million that was being thrown around yesterday. Today, it's been said, well, two different things. Firstly, Chris Bascom said Madrid are willing to pay £20 million. But Melissa Reddy has said Madrid are willing to pay upwards of £20 million. So I guess I want to know for you guys in the chat, is there a number at which maybe losing Trent in January becomes more palatable? Or do you think it would just be the height of stupidity and that he should stay minimum to the end of the season, and sure, then we'll see what happens there. Team Talk also went into speaking about Liverpool's evaluation of our striking department, and they say that in the event that Darwin Núñez does leave the club, Liverpool are looking at two main targets to come in attack. One of them, Alexander Isak, and the other one, Marcus Thuram of Inter Milan. I think the Isak thing is kind of prohibited by the £150 million price tag that it's believed Newcastle have put on him. I don't think you're going to get anybody in world football to pay £150 million for Isak. As good as he is, that's just an astonishingly high number, so I don't think they're going to get that one. The report claims that even though Liverpool are admirers of Isak, his form and how well he's doing at St James's Park, they don't believe the valuation is one that Liverpool will look at as reasonable. So again, would love to know your thoughts on that one. Samuel Lockhurst, who I think writes for the Manchester Evening News, or certainly covers all football-based Manchester stuff, he said, the referee should be a moot point this weekend between the game of Liverpool and Manchester United, but it beggars belief that the PGMOL have chosen Michael Oliver to officiate Liverpool versus United. Oliver was on a power trip, according to Samuel, with Dalot's red card at Anfield last season and are responsible for one of the worst ever VAR interventions for a West Ham penalty in a game against United. I would just like to point out that, to Mr. Lockhurst and everybody else, we're not overly fond of him either, to be honest. I'm not looking at this and thinking, yes, Michael Oliver's going to be in our favour. I can bring you back to some games against the other club from Manchester where Oliver, in my opinion, didn't do his job and didn't grow a pair. And you had Kyle Walker coming out and talking about the professionalism, the courage of Oliver not to give the decisions. So yeah, we're not overly happy with it either, mate. So, we're not looking at this and thinking, well, he's going to help us beat United. I think we should be able to do that ourselves anyway. But again, be interested to know what you guys in the chat think. And also, Stuart Atwell is going to be the referee for the first leg of the League Cup semi-final against Spurs, with Paul Tierney on VAR. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Hopefully we can get past Spurs and book our place in the League Cup final. Obviously two-legged affair, but the first one. And remember, there will also be announcements inside the stadium from the referee for any VAR decisions. So keep an eye on that one and let me know what you think of it. So a couple of Liverpool's loanees now. Calvin Ramsey, looking like his loan at Wigan is about to be cut short, according to Jack Lusby. A return to Liverpool is likely to be confirmed soon, he said, and he's not made a matchday squad for the Championship side for the last 9 games. That certainly isn't what Liverpool would have hoped for when they sent Calvin Ramsey out on loan. So let's wait and see what happens and where he ends up next. But You do ask, how long do Liverpool stay patient with these before you maybe think it's time to cash in and move on? The next player that I'm going to speak about is one that I would say certainly falls into that category. This here from Liverpool LFC Transfer Room, they say Liverpool defender Rhys Williams returns from a loan at Morecambe and is likely to be loaned back out again elsewhere. This really confuses me. I don't understand at this point why we don't either release him from his contract or try to get a few quid for him, because I think we'll all agree he's not going to make it at Liverpool Football Club. And, you know, if he's getting loans out to the likes of Morecambe and Aberdeen, where he couldn't even get a look in either, I find it hard to believe that he's going to be back in contention for a place at Liverpool anytime soon. So these are, for me, players that we could make decisions on. It's all very well and good having a stacked youth set up at the club, but you know, when you get into this situation like we're in with the likes of Rhys Williams, I think probably best to cut ties. So yeah, again, let us know your thoughts on that one. Again, Anfield sector just confirming the lineup for the referees for the League Cup semi-final. They say Stuart Atwell has been named as the referee for Liverpool's Carabao Cup semi. Paul Tierney will be on VAR, and Konstantin Hadzidakis returns to on-field duties for the first time since April 2023. If that name sounds familiar to you, he's the one who threw the arm or the elbow towards Andy Robertson way back when. You may remember that game. Robertson was kind of going after him and he kind of went like this and, well, didn't really get in too much trouble over it, to be fair, but just in case that name does sound familiar. So that is pretty much where we're at, my friends. I don't want to overload you with more Trent Alexander-Arnold stories in the media because, you know, at this point, I think we know what the media are reporting. What I would say is I've tried to be speaking to as many match-going fans as I can, either in my live chat, in my Discord group, or friends of mine. And it does seem as if people are starting to feel like Trent needs to speak up now and that it can't be dragged out any longer. I think people are trying to be supportive but are fearful of the whole situation. And I think the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to get for Trent. So again, I would say if I was in his position, it'd be great, by the way, if I was. I'd love to be that rich and that talented and that skinny and many other things. I would come out and be honest and just say what you're thinking, because Melissa Reddy's line earlier on of Liverpool have yet to make what is deemed an acceptable offer, that worries me, because if we're still that far apart, it doesn't look like we're going to get to a number that he will be happy with. So, but look, if that's the case, at least it shows they are still negotiating. So we'll wait and see. I'm not full of optimism on it. I am, though, around Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. I do think that they will be extended. So look, tomorrow I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I'm probably going to be led by the news. I am due to take a day off. It was supposed to be today. It was supposed to be yesterday. So maybe it will be tomorrow. If you see me tomorrow, brilliant. If you don't, then I'll catch up with you guys on Friday. And again, thank you for your support of the channel. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.